In this video, I just want to quickly cover some security-related features within the RM Shell 5 firmware package. For starters, RM Shell 5 is based on a Windows 10 Enterprise LTSB operating system. Because of this, all of the Microsoft security-related patches are available for the unit and posted on the PNF website. Security rollups are typically done twice throughout the year, in which we compile all of the non-critical Windows patches and make them available for download and fine-tuned for installation into the RM Shell environment. Any critical patch that Microsoft releases will be made available on our site as soon as possible after it's released from Microsoft, normally a day or two. We also partner with a company called CERT at VDE, which supports the industrial enterprises of mid-size automation companies with the coordination and resolution of IT security-related incidents on our products. So now, going into the specific security features within RM Shell, the first layer of security would be the user group function up here on the top of the screen. So within RM Shell, there are three user groups: the operator, the engineer, and the administrator. The operator level is the base user who has no ability to modify or manipulate any settings on the unit. They only have the option to access already created settings and profiles. The engineer level has access to the basic functionality settings, a few simple security settings, and then the ability to create and manage profile connections. The administrator has full access to the settings on the unit, and even the ability to access Windows directly if they need access to Windows Explorer, Command Prompt, etc. When you log in as an admin, and then click OK, type your password and click OK, you'll go into the settings menu. Here you'll see the system settings down here. You click on that, and then you can go into system settings. So one thing we notice right away is on the very far right-hand side, you'll actually have access to the Windows toolbar once you are logged in as the administrator. So the very first security-related option we have in RM Shell can actually be found right from the general settings menu here, and that's the previous screensaver. So with the professional license key option, you actually have the ability to require a PIN password access anytime the unit goes into a sleep effect or the screensaver comes on, or upon startup conditions. Now, if you look down the system settings menu and look down the left-hand column here, we'll find the security option. So the majority of our security-related features can be found here. Now, at the very top of the settings, you'll see the passwords for engineer, administrator, and local user. So those can all be changed here under the administrator account. So moving down the list now, you have the ability to disable the Control-Alt-Delete command from the operator and engineer levels. Below this would be the firewall settings. You can simply enable them here, or you can click the advanced option, and that'll bring open the Windows control panel for you to fully configure it. Next would be the ability to enable or disable USB storage devices. Disabling this setting means that RM Shell will not allow access to a USB storage drive if someone plugs one into an HMI running RM Shell. And last on this page would be setting up SSL certificates to provide proper authentication for websites and also enable encrypted connections if needed. There are also some other security settings in various locations throughout RM Shell, and we'll check those out now. If we go back to the RM Shell home screen here at the top left, and then we go up to the power button at the top of the screen, you can see there is an option now to protect disk and restart. This function enables or disables the unified write filter. A write filter is a form of protection for the hard drive on the unit to more or less redirect any data being permanently stored on the device. The data is temporarily stored in a virtual location, which is then wiped clean when the HMI is rebooted. So in many cases during normal operation, the write filter should probably be enabled. Only when you need to reconfigure or change settings on the unit would you disable it. So now if we back out of this and we go back into the settings menu, the next security-related feature would be the ability to use the scheduler function here on the left side. Here you can go ahead and configure periodic reboots of the HMI and RM Shell. Simply enable the setting, and then set when and how often it would reboot and for how long the system must be idle to allow it to reboot. This setting pairs nicely with the unified write filter. Next would be the dialog filter here on the left side. So here we have the ability to close application windows that are not whitelisted by the RM Shell administrator. It's also going to block user access to the file system or any unauthorized programs. And last but not least, within RM Shell, we have enabled the use of antivirus support should the end user wish to install their own corporate mandated version. Typically, antivirus protection is not needed or used on thin clients, but in some cases, the IT group requires it, so who are we to argue? Windows Defender is installed and enabled by default, but the administrator in the RM shell has access to Windows, which we showed earlier, to install whichever version they may need. So that was just a very quick overview of the security features and options within RM shell. For more detailed information, as always, please consult the RM shell manuals on our website. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to contact us, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay tuned for our next video, and have a great day.